Hello everybody, welcome to KPIS Delhi's CARE Initiative, Current Affairs through Reverse Engineering. Before we start today's session, there's an announcement. From April 1st, that is from Monday, we are starting Play with PYQ series for the benefit of students. Here, we shall solve PYQs from past 41-year UPSC papers, and this would be subject-wise, and within the subject, it would be theme-wise, which means if we have taken Ancient India as a subject, Vedic Age will be a theme, IVC will be another theme. So all the questions pertaining to one topic will be at one place, and it will be easy for you to revise all the PYQs. Alright? And the video will be posted at 10 a.m. in the morning from Monday. On this positive note, we shall start the analysis of the CARE articles. These are the articles that we'll be seeing today. China's pledge to develop strategic infrastructure in Sri Lanka. What is the context? The context is the same thing, and Prime Minister of Sri Lanka announced that China has committed to developing the island nation's strategic deep sea port and the capital's airport following discussions with his Chinese counterpart in Beijing. You have to understand one thing, that China is Sri Lanka's largest bilateral creditor and has pledged to assist in restructuring Sri Lanka's external debt, a crucial requirement for maintaining the $2.9 billion IMF bailout. Okay, now why is China doing all these things? Is it really helping other nations with the intention to help? No. You have to understand something called debt trap diplomacy. Debt trap diplomacy. Now, what is this debt trap diplomacy? See, debt trap diplomacy is a theory that describes a powerful lending country or institution seeking to saddle a borrowing nation with enormous debt so as to increase its leverage over it. Okay? And China is exactly doing the same. Whichever nation is in crisis, economic crisis, it will try to give them debt, okay, as a means of diplomacy, and it will try to trap that nation in that debt so that they'll have control over other nations, okay. And this term was associated with Indian academic Brahma Chelani, who promoted this term in the early 2017, okay. So in this particular article, this takeaway is important, this term is important, and the port's name, Hambantota Port, is important. What is this? The development of Hambantota Port, previously leased to China state-owned company for 99 years, has raised concerns from regional powers like India and the US regarding potential implications for naval dominance in the Indian Ocean. So Hambantota Port, where is it? Recently seen in news. Where is it? It is in Sri Lanka. And this one is important, right? What term describes China's strategy of extending large-scale concessional loans to developing countries, leading them into a debt and allowing China to demand concessions or advantages? Economic facilitation? No. It is debt diplomacy, right? We've just seen. So it is B. Not strategic collaboration, not this. See, one is wrong. That means this and this are gone, right? B. With reference to Look East policy of India, consider the following statements. India wants to establish itself as an important regional player in East Asian affairs. You should know what are the basics of this Look East policy in the first place. Look East policy of India was launched by former Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao Garu in 1991. Okay, and India wanted to act as a counterweight to China in Southeast Asia. Alright, and this Look East policy has become Act East policy, okay, which is promoted by the current Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. Okay, now India wants to establish itself as an important regional player in East Asian affairs. This is correct. India wants to plug the vacuum created by the termination of the Cold War. Yes, this is also right. And India wants to restore the historical and cultural ties with its neighbors in Southeast and East Asia. This is also correct. Which of the statements given above are right? All the statements are right. H5N1 bird flu, a global threat to birds and mammals. H5N1. Now, what is this H? What is this N? There are two proteins, namely hemagglutinin and neuraminidase. See, influenza viruses are categorized into 4 types: influenza A, B, C, and D. And the influenza A viruses are further divided into subtypes based on two proteins on the surface of viruses, namely hemagglutinin and neuraminidase, H and N. There are 18 different hemagglutinin subtypes. Under this, again, there are 18 different subtypes, and under neuraminidase, 11 different subtypes. Okay. And influenza B virus is typically only found in humans, and there are no further subtypes. Okay. And influenza C mainly occurs in humans, but has also been known to occur in dogs and pigs. And influenza D, it is found mainly in cattle and is not known to infect or cause illness in humans yet. All right. You should also remember that all known subtypes of influenza A viruses can infect birds except subtypes of H17 and N10 and H18 and N11, which have only been found in bats. These two are specific for bats. Out of 18 variants, see this, H18 and H17, N10 and the last two variants. These are specific for bats. Okay. And why is this snippet in news? Because since 2020, a highly pathogenic type of bird flu, H5N1, has been spreading across the globe, posing an existential threat to birds and wildlife. And this H5N1 rarely affects humans. Okay. So these are some basics. Consider the following statements with reference to H5N1. It is also known as avian flu. Yes. Correct. It is highly contagious viral infection that generally transmits from birds to human. No, this is a rare phenomenon. Okay, so this is wrong. The current version of H5N1 first emerged in Europe in 2020. Yes, the current version first was seen in Europe in 2020. So 1 and 3 are right. Which of the above statements these are correct? 1 and 3, that is A. Now, H1N1 virus is sometimes mentioned in the news with reference to which one of the following diseases? AIDS, no. Bird flu is H5N1. H5N1 is bird flu. Dengue, no. Swine flu, yes. H1N1 is related to swine flu. Please remember that. Skyroot successfully test fires stage 2 of Vikram 1 space launch vehicle. So this is the context and this is the news snippet also. What is Skyroot Aerospace? It is a leading space tech company. Okay, and it has test fired stage 2 of the Vikram 1 space launch vehicle called Kalam 250. Kalam 250. Please remember this. Kalam 250 recently seen in news is related to what? It is not vision of Abdul Kalam ji when India will become 250 years old after independence. No. Okay. It is related to this one. Okay. At the end, where was it launched? Sriharikota, Andhra Pradesh. Now you have to know some important points here, that stage 2 is a critical stage in the ascent of the launch vehicle as it propels it from atmospheric phase to the deep vacuum outer space. Okay. And Vikram 1 launch is landmark event. Why is it important? Because it's a landmark event for Indian space sector, as it is the first private orbital or rocket launch. Okay, previously there was suborbital space launch of India's first private rocket, that is Vikram S. Vikram S. This was suborbital. This was also by Skyroot and this was in the year 2022. Now it is Vikram 1 and it is orbital rocket launch vehicle. Now, what is this Kalam 250? Kalam 250 is a high-strength carbon composite rocket motor which uses solid fuel and a high-performance ethylene propylene diene terepolymers and thermal protection system. And solid propellant in this Kalam 250 was processed by Solar Industries at the Nagpur facility. And the Skyroot, see this solid propellant in Kalam 250 was processed by Solar Industries at Nagpur facility, and the Skyroot Space Tech company is based in Hyderabad, and it is a national award winning startup in aerospace sector. Consider the following statements with reference to stage 2 in a space launch vehicle. It provides the necessary thrust for the rocket to ascend beyond Earth's atmosphere. Yes, this is right. The solid propellant for Kalam 250 stage 2 rocket was processed by Solar Industries at their Nagpur facility. This is also correct, we've just seen. The stage 2 houses a carbon ablative flex nozzle along with high precision electromechanical actuators for thrust vector control of the vehicle. This will actually help the rocket to achieve the required trajectory. So this is also correct. Which of the above statements are incorrect? All of them are right, so D, none is the answer. With reference to India's satellite launch vehicles, consider the following statements. PSLV launch the satellites useful for Earth resource monitoring, whereas GSLV are designed mainly to launch communication satellites. This is right. Satellites launched by PSLV appear to remain permanently fixed in the same position in the sky as viewed from a particular location. No, this is wrong because it is satellites launched by GSLV, because geosynchronous orbit, they'll be in sync with the motion of the Earth. So that's why we tend to see, we will feel that it is permanently fixed in the same position in the sky as viewed from a particular location on the Earth. So this is wrong. So which of the above statements are correct? 1 is correct, 2 is wrong. That means this is gone, this is gone. And you for sure know that the first statement is correct. So A is the answer. Justice Ritu Raj Awasthi sworn in as Lokpal's judicial member. This is the context and this is the news snippet also. Now, who is this Justice Ritu Raj Awasthi? He was the former Chief Justice of Karnataka High Court. Okay. And he was administered the oath of office as one of the 3 judicial members of Lokpal at the Lokpal of India office. Now, for prelims, we need to know what is the structure of Lokpal. What is the structure? There's a chairman. Okay. And then there are members. And members should not exceed 8. Alright. Now, chairman. Who can be a chairman? He must be the former Chief Justice of India or former Judge of Supreme Court or any eminent person with impeccable integrity and outstanding ability. Alright, now coming to members, the maximum number of members that must be there is 8, right? And half of the members are to be judicial members. Half of how many ever members are there, there should be from judiciary. And a minimum of 50% of the members should be from SC, ST, OBC or minorities and women. And the judicial member of Lokpal must be, this judicial members of the Lokpal must be a former judge of Supreme Court or former Chief Justice of High Court. And see here, Justice Ritu Raj Awasthi is the former Chief Justice of High Court of Karnataka. Okay, he's satisfying this condition, so he was appointed. Okay, so these are about the members and chairman of, these are some facts about the chairman and members of Lokpal. And where was the Ombudsman institution first in place? It was in Sweden. Okay, now who is the Ombudsman? Ombudsman is a person who investigates, reports and helps to settle complaints. And in India, it is vested in Lokpal. Okay, Lokpal and Lokayukta. And there was an act which was enacted in the year 2013 4 decades after the original bill was introduced, following a public campaign for Jan Lokpal bill led by whom? You know this popular personality, Anna Hazare ji, right? So these are statutory bodies, not constitutional bodies. Consider the following statements with reference to Lokpal in India. Recently, former Chief Justice of the Karnataka High Court, Justice Ritu Raj Avasthi, joined office as one of the 3 judicial members of Lokpal at the Lokpal of India office. Yes, right. The chairman and members shall be appointed by the president after obtaining the recommendations of a selection committee. Now, who are the members of the selection committee? The selection committee will be consisting of Prime Minister as a chairman, Speaker of the House, Leader of Opposition, Chief Justice of India or Judge of the Supreme Court nominated by the Chief Justice, and one eminent jurist recommended by chairperson and members to be nominated by the President. Okay, so and 5th one. Alright, so these are people who will be present in the selection committee, and selection committee will recommend a name and president will make the appointment. This is also right. The term of office of Lokpal chairman and members is 5 years or till the age of 70 years. Right. So this is also correct. 5 years or till the age of 70 years. Which of the above statements are incorrect? None of them is incorrect because all of them are right. Now, consider the following statements. The Lokpal will consist of a chairman and a maximum of 8 members, not 6 members. No? So this is wrong. The Prime Minister has also been brought under the ambit of Lokpal. This is true. Okay. Which of the above are correct in the context of Lokpal in India? 1 is gone. That means A is gone, B is gone, D is gone. You don't even need second statement. But we've already read, so C is the answer. This was possible. See, such questions were more in number before 2023. From 2023, you need to have absolute knowledge, not relative knowledge. Like, see, if this is wrong, this can be true. Okay, but from 2023, things have changed, and you need to know. You need to have absolute knowledge. Okay. So please remember this, and NGOs that receive foreign donations in excess of rupees 10 lakhs per year were included in its ambit. Yes. Center extends AFSPA in Arunachal Pradesh. So this is the news snippet and the context also. Now for prelims, you need to know some basics about AFSPA. What is AFSPA? It is Armed Forces Special Powers Act, and it is a law enacted by the Parliament in the year 1958, and it gives the armed forces special powers and immunity to maintain public order in disturbed areas. Okay, and this act can be applied only after an area has been declared disturbed under Section 2 of the Act. Now, what is a disturbed area? What is a disturbed area? An area can be considered to be disturbed due to differences or disputes among different religions, racial, language, or regional groups or castes or communities. Okay, wherever in a particular area, wherever there is disturbance or difference or dispute among different religions, racial, language, or regional groups or castes or communities, it can be considered as a disturbed areas. Okay, now who can declare an area as a disturbed area? It is either central government or governor of the state or administrator of the union territory. They can declare whole or part of a state or UT. Okay, state as a whole or some parts of that state, or be it a UT, they can declare it as a disturbed area. Okay, and it can be invoked in places where the use of armed forces in aid of civil power is necessary. At present, where is it in place? 1, obviously Arunachal Pradesh, because it's given here. 4 districts of Arunachal Pradesh. Actually, this center has extended AFSPA as of now. Okay, Arunachal Pradesh is 1, Nagaland is the other one, then J&K, Assam, Manipur. Okay, Center is actually considering to revoke AFSPA in J&K. Okay, it isn't done it yet. So these are some basics that you have to remember. Now, consider the following statements with reference to Armed Forces Special Powers Act AFSPA. AFSPA is a 1958 act that gives special powers to armed forces in disturbed areas. This is true, right? We have seen in the basics part. The act follows the governor of a state or union territory to declare an area as disturbed. Yes, either the central government or a governor of the state or a UT can declare an area as disturbed. Now, once an area is declared disturbed, the central government can deploy armed forces to assist civilian authorities. Yes. So all three are correct. Which of the above statements these are correct? All of them. With reference to Armed Forces Special Powers Act, AFSPA, who among the following can declare an area as disturbed area? It was given in UPSC Prelims 2016. Governor, yes, he has the power. He or she has the power. Chief Minister, no. Central government, yes. Select the correct answer using the given codes below. 1 and 3. B is the answer. Pioneer of behavioral economics, Daniel Kahneman. Now, the context is that renowned psychologist Daniel Kahneman, a Nobel Prize winner in economics for his groundbreaking insights into the influence of ingrained neurological biases on decision making, passed away on Wednesday. That is on March 27th at the age of 90. So, this man received Nobel Prize in the year 2002 for his research on prospect theory, which revolutionized the understanding of human judgment and decision making. Okay. He worked along with Amos Tversky, and it significantly reshaped the field of economics, challenging the traditional assumption of people as rational actors. So, what he says is there is a kind of inherent bias while the humans make decisions. Okay, and some terms are important. One is heuristics. What is it? Cognitive biases that help us make quicker and more consistent decisions. And the other one is herd behavior. You all know, right? Herd behavior. It is the tendency of people to mimic what everyone else is doing and follow the general consensus. These terms would be important. The other one is confirmation bias. Confirmation bias. What is this confirmation bias? When investors have a bias towards accepting information that confirms their already held belief in an investment. Okay, so whenever you believe something and when you actually watch videos of that particular thought, it will reinforce that thought, right? You are already in conformity with that idea, and the videos are also reconfirming that. So that is called confirmation bias. And the recommendations that you get, or the entire process, is called echo chamber, because you keep on getting recommendations of videos whatever you see, reconfirming your biases. Okay, and there's something called nudging. This is very, very important. Even if you go to a McDonald's store, they use this nudging technique. What is this nudging? The nudge policies generally steer people towards desirable behavior even while preserving their liberty to choose. Okay, see, when you buy a Mac meal, okay, they give you a Coke for free, right? You haven't asked, and when you ask for replacement, they say we only have Coke. Okay, mostly they would say this, right? So McDonald's is inherently nudging you to buy Coke without even you realize. Even if you don't like, they will give you Coke. Okay, so they're pushing you to buy more Coke. So that is called nudging. Even in policies also, at a greater level in administration, this technique is used. Okay, so these are some terms that you have to remember. And the person. Which of the following is our foundational concepts in behavioral economics? Overconfidence. Next one is loss aversion. What is loss aversion? See, it is a cognitive bias that describes why for individuals the pain of losing is psychologically twice as powerful as the pleasure of gaining. See, suppose, I'll explain you with an example. Suppose you were getting rupees 10, okay, and you are, if I have to measure happiness in units, I would say you are getting 50 units of happiness. Now, what is the equivalent loss of gaining rupees 10? It is rupees, you are losing rupees 10. Okay. Now you will be 100 units sad. Okay. 50 units happier and 100 units sad. That is loss aversion. So it's a cognitive bias that describes why for individuals the pain of losing is psychologically twice as powerful as pleasure of gaining. See, pleasure you're getting, or happiness, you are having 50 units when you get rupees 10, okay, but at the same time when you're losing 10 rupees, you're 100 units sad. What is 100? It is 2 times of 50, right? So yeah, this is what is loss aversion. So this is also an element of behavioral economics. Yes. And confirmation bias, we just spoke about it, so this is also there. Confirmation bias, self control, yes. So all of them are foundational concepts in behavioral economics. So D is the answer. Now, Nobel Prize winning scientist James D. Watson is known for his work in which area? So he got Nobel Prize for discovering what? The structure of DNA. He is an American biologist and geneticist. James D. Watson is one person. The other one is Francis Crick. He was from England. This guy is from America, and Francis Crick is from England, and they discovered DNA, the DNA structure, and they said that it is made up of double helix structure, which means there are two strands that twist around each other. So metallurgy, no. Meteorology, no. Environmental protection, no. It is genetics. Yeah, this is important. Kerala Kalamandalam opens doors for boys to learn Mohiniyattam. See, some people would be amazed reading at this news snippet because all these years they thought Mohiniyattam would be performed by boys also. No, it is not like that. Now they are allowed to perform. So some basics about Mohiniyattam. Mohiniyattam is an Indian classical dance, and it is one of the 8 classical dances, and it belongs to state of Kerala, and it roots back to age-old Sanskrit Hindu text on performing arts called Natya Shastra. And Mohiniyattam used to be performed by Devadasis, temple dances in temples during the rule of Chera kings from 9 to 12 CE. Okay, now you have to understand Mohiniyattam actually belongs to Lasya style, which is feminine, tender and graceful. Okay, usually the Indian classical dance forms incorporate both Tandava, vigorous masculine element, and Lasya, that is soft and feminine, offering a balance of cosmic energies, male, female, or yin and yang, as you refer. Okay. Tandava element actually is characterized by sharp, forceful movements that aim to capture the essence of underlying bhava, while Lasya elements are represented by movements that are soft, fluid, and seem to merge into one another in a graceful, with blur and no sharp edges. And this Mohiniyattam actually belongs to Lasya style, okay, or Lasya element. That's why only female dancers were allowed. However, now the Kerala Kalamandalam has opened doors for boys to also perform this. Now, some tidbits about other dances. What are the other 8 classical dances? So, 8 dances are Bharatnatyam, Tamil Nadu, Kathakali, Kerala, Kuchipudi, Andhra Pradesh, Mohiniyattam, again Kerala. So, Kerala has 2. Okay. 5th one is Odissi, Odisha, Satriya dance in Assam, Manipuri in Manipur, Kathak in North India. So, please remember these list of 8 dances and the places. Okay. Now, consider the following statements with reference to Mohiniyattam traditional dance. Mohiniyattam used to be performed by Devadasis temple dancers in temples during the rule of Chera kings from 9 to 12 CE. Yes, we have seen. It belongs to the Tandava style characterized by sharp, forceful movements that aim to capture the essence of underlying bhava sentiment. No, this is wrong. Why is it wrong? That's the very reason why only females were allowed to dance. What is the reason? Because it belongs to what? Lasya style. Okay, this is the reason why only females were allowed, right? Now the doors are open to male dancers also. So this is not Tandava style, this is Lasya style. Which of the above statements these are correct? Only first statement is right. Consider the following pairs: Garba, Gujarat; Mohiniyattam, Odisha; Yakshagana, Karnataka. Which of the pairs given above is correctly matched? Garba, yes, Gujarat. Okay, Mohiniyattam, Odisha, no, it is from Kerala, right? So second one is wrong. Yakshagana, Karnataka, yes. So 1 and 3 are correct. So meet you all on Monday, that is April 1st at 10 a.m. with Play with PYQ series. This is it for today. All the best.